What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. Sunday, the 18th of February, 2024. You don't mind if I speed through a lot of this, dude, because I'm getting started really late, and I got a ton of stuff to give you, and I still got editing and link building and all this stuff to do. Hopefully this is up by 8 a.m. What a week it's been, huh? Let's just jump into some of this. Oregon rocked by first case of bubonic plague in Oregon, be advised. Man becomes first person to die from recently discovered Alaska pox virus. This is from Metro, February. I don't know what any of this means. Be advised, cheese products have been recalled at Costco and Walmart amid listeria out. What I'm trying to tell you, there's a lot of stuff going on here, medically wise. Just keep an eye on. The CDC plans to drop 5-day COVID isolation guidelines, says the Washington Post. This from you. Why? Is it because some things are working very well? Since the start of COVID, I had 6 injections. So much for that. This is the second time. Okay, this is from Lord Sugar. He's upset that he's had 6 of these things and he's still getting these things. Russia close to cancer vaccines, says Putin. So they're going to give you the thing to get rid of the thing that they get. I don't know. This from RT. Let's get into other news. Holy shit, Hillary's top aide dating Alex Soros, and you wonder why we didn't lock her up, huh? Speaking of that, Trump asked about whereabouts of Nikki Haley's husband, who's serving overseas. I thought that was kind of low rent. I'm going to call it out when I see it, whatever. Oh, you Biden lover? No, not really. Here's one for Biden, since we're talking about election stuff. Look, hey, you didn't bring your little daughter? Here, can I come over here? Can I smell your hair? He's just all over the place there with the king and the queen of whoever. NBC News poll says 86% of Americans think Biden too old to serve. Let's see how the clown responds.
That is a higher percentage than what we found in a previous poll in September. So clearly polling shows this is a persistent issue. What is the White House strategy to try and change that perception?
So look,
he does more in an hour than most people do in a day, says the clown, quoting the First Lady. Biden's upcoming physical exam, of course, will not include a cognitive test. Well, why should it? He's obviously sharp. I mean, here, listen to Nazi Pelosi
again,
tell
age is an objective fact, as I say. It's all relative. He's younger than I am.
Of course, she's had a gallon of vodka at this point in the day.
Age.
I mean,
but
it is 5 in the afternoon.
Again, knowledgeable, wise. And after the football game yesterday, which I was sad, I'm proud of.
Over to financial news, how made U.S. stock indexes fared on the Friday. Why do they got this crap at the top of the screen? It used to be a simple setup, didn't it? Oh, Kansas City shit, we're going to get into that in a minute. Let's see how the markets did. The Dow Jones Industrial fell 145 points on Friday. For the week, though, the Dow was only down 43 points, still holding well above 38,000, 38,627.99. Put a link to the market recap data. Senate passes $95 billion package with aid for Ukraine and Israel, setting up showdown with the House. More updates on, now this came out February 13, but on February 12 I had something that said House Speaker Mike Johnson effectively killed the supplemental Ukraine aid bill, so I don't know if that was this new bill that, I'm not sure if the dates got crisscrossed. I'm sure we'll end up sending billions more to Israel and Ukraine, don't worry. Bay Area tech giant Cisco, not to be confused with Sidco, to lay off thousands. Not going good for them. They make office telephones and stuff like that. Paramount lays off 800 workers in cost-cutting bid. This is the right. This Paramount. Apparently, some people at CBS got axed because they all own each other and whatnot. Put a link to that. Barbara Lee demands $50 minimum wage. Just do the math. Yeah, let's just do that math. Let's just do that math and see how that would affect every facet of every other thing. Maybe if we paid teachers a little more, though, they wouldn't be. We have another teacher on OnlyFans. Of course, you remember this woman, right? This was like the whitest woman ever who came out and she just identified as a black woman. I was born in the wrong body. You remember this? Well, apparently she has an OnlyFans and has got her fired from her school job. All these teachers are getting fired because they have all these. This is not the first time we've seen this. Oh my God. Speaking of that, $3,500 Chastity Belt Apple Vision Pro buyers outraged that the headset doesn't support VR porn. Well, for $3,000, it should do everything you want it to do, yes? Visa, MasterCard, American Express implementing code to track gun purchase information in California. Be advised, just some miscellaneous stuff here. If you're looking for a bed, you rent out a shared bed in Toronto for $900 if you're in the Toronto area. Bud Light tries to make a comeback at the Super Bowl. I'm not going to play this because of copyright reasons, but they're trying to do a limousine-based, what is that, Back to the Future DeLorean. You know what pisses me off about this? People who turn off comments piss me off. What a bitch move. I would never buy your beer just because you turn off comments, let alone all the crap. And Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law and Bank of China executive apparently died in a car wreck. No ties to Bud Light, I don't think. But isn't it interesting? Bank of China. Huh? Over to New World Order and Police Day news. This is where I stop and ask you, please share the report. There's a lot coming up. I just want to play a little bit of this. It's not medical advice whatsoever. It's
forced to have the vaccination.
Let's look back at things.
You must have been fully aware that people, nurses,
again, this has nothing to do with medical advice or anything else like that. This is what people were forced into in order to keep their jobs and to keep,
they were not forced.
Senator, no, I believe firmly that nobody was forced to have
I don't know how we change this part of history when we all lived through it.
I believe everybody was offered an opportunity to get a vaccine or not get a vaccine. I don't believe that anybody was forced to take a vaccine.
Coercion is not consent, but that won't matter for authorised workers if they want to keep their job.
Well, then they won't be going to work.
Nobody was forced to have a vaccine.
Just wanted to put, this is all stuff we already know, but, not medical advice at all. I'm not telling anyone what to do with anything. Just want to point out that we lived through this. Law passed in France. Opposition to injections is now, how do you say this, sectarian aberration, up to 3 years in prison, 40. I went looking for other information on that. That's why I'm going to leave you a GLP thread, because there are lots of other information here. Yeah, apparently this is true. If you oppose these things, then, let's talk about how nobody's being forced to do anything. Just thought that was interesting. Let's see. Elderly California woman, 90, fired for her volunteering position because she, nonprofit, because she did not understand pronouns, despite previously winning multiple awards. So you don't understand people's pronouns now, so you're fired. You're no good anymore. Man. Tennessee Dem complains that very few stood for a black national anthem. Seriously, more division amongst the, stand for the national anthem, black national anthem. Do whatever the hell you want to do. How about freedom and liberty? I'll do you one better, bitch. I didn't even watch any of it, so there you go. I'm sorry, this just pisses me off. ICE facing $700 million shortfall. Oh my God, no, just can't be. This is why U.S. prepares to release thousands of migrants. We're obviously over to immigration news, and I got a ton of it. House Republicans impeach Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas in historic controversy. Okay, so what? So what now? Look at his face. He's like, so what? What now? What's that mean? It means absolutely nothing. Is the border more secure? Not at all. We got this going on. Just boarded my flight in Houston. Big plane, half empty. Well, after everyone was seated, a group, they're just stuffing people into planes, and you can hear the lady at the end, why are you videotaping other passengers when it's so obviously what's going on here?
How are you recording other customs?
Yeah, how dare you record this? In UK, homeowners to house illegal migrants being kicked out of their homes.
On the 12th of January, you moved in November, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you got this letter, and just spell out what this letter says.
That video will piss you off. Here in America, listen to what the Boston City Councilwoman has to say.
Wellesley, Brookline, cities and towns that have so much more resources than the city
Other
of
cities
Boston.
have so much more
Boston City
resources.
Councilwoman Julia Mejia thinks more migrants can be placed outside of Boston.
I think everybody needs to start opening up their doors because this is a shared responsibility.
Everyone needs to start opening up their doors because this is a shared responsibility. Bitch, nobody asked me for my permission to do anything. Stick it up your ass. I got a couple more here. Texas Governor Greg. I told myself I wasn't going to get upset tonight. Here we go. Greg Abbott announces military base at Yes. And I got one in miscellaneous news. This cop here, I saw this. I had to put this. I didn't know where to put it in the report. But video shows Florida deputy reportedly shoot man after thinking a falling acorn. They have someone arrested, handcuffed in the back of a police car. An acorn falls on the car. I guess maybe it sounds like a gunshot. I don't know.
I don't know. My legs.
Luckily, I don't think the man was killed.
Come from. Go this way.
But that's apparently been going on down in Florida. I don't know. Over to World War III news. Also told myself I was going to try to make this a little shorter because I know some people like the longer ones, but the longer I talk, the more the video editing is. So if you like the report, please consider supporting me on Patreon or with DonorBox. All the links are at the bottom. If not, here we go. China's infiltrators China's infiltrators, they're coming here to kill us. We're talking about Chinamen that are coming across the southern border. I know I'm so racist for pointing these things out, but they're getting training. Here you go. There's some training out in the desert there. Operation Blackjack hit there to my head. Here's another one. Kremlin calls space nukes story a trick. Apparently Russia. This all come about. We had this big thing in the early in the week. National security threat. Russia has made breakthrough related to space. Apparently they have space nukes. CNN was talking about a Russian EMP in space. You know where my mind goes, right? So are they psyching us? You know, did anyone not see the movie Space Cowboys? This isn't anything new. Of course, there's all kinds of shit in space that we don't even know about. Come on, you think it was just a movie? EU wants Ukraine to strike Russia's heart, says Lavrov. We get some other news here. Weeks after U.S. Journal. Okay, we got this guy that died, this Putin opposition leader died in prison. Of course, we use it to call for more war funding. There's outrage across the world. Protests are being shut down. I don't know this man. I have a hard time getting through the day of my own life. Biden nearing a breach with Netanyahu over Gaza war. Report Rolling Stone. They're having Hezbollah launches unprecedented attack on northern Israel. I don't know the source. Take it for what you will. I did find this, though. Unprecedented executive order. U.S. sanctions settlers behind intolerable violence. This come out February 1, so it's a couple weeks old. I apologize, but I was looking for something to go with the previous one. That's all I came up with. Biden orders 18-month deportation pause for Palestinians living. Well, that's so nice of him. Put that on top of the fire, too. Venezuela orders UN Human Rights Office close, accusing it of anti-government. I don't know what's going on here, just some miscellaneous news at the bottom. Iran declares Antarctica its property in direct challenge to Biden global treaty. Good luck with that. And we got the Secretary of Defense apparently hospitalized again. What's going on here? At least they told us this. Over to New World Order and Police Day news. What did I just say? What? Over to Earth changes in 2012 news. We had a 6.0 earthquake on the 15th, a 6.0 on the 14th, a 6.1 on the 12th. That's all we got for 6 points. But let's drop down to 5s. The past a lot of 5s going around the world. I'll put a link to the earthquake data if anybody wants to check it out. We got a new storm. Nor'easter brings flooding and damage, possible more pestle on Wednesday. This was actually came out on the 13th of February. So big nor'easter. We had a bomb, kind of what do they call it? A thunder snow here in St. Louis on Friday. It was crazy, like 70 degrees the day before, thunder snow the next day. We got 5, 6, I'm out there shoveling probably 7, 8 inches of snow. I mean, we had a lot of snow in a short amount of time, but the ground's warm, it's all melting off. So anyway, I put a link to this big nor'easter, snow in St. Louis. We got, service was not good enough today, Metro, okay, yeah. We had a fire at the, this is the DC Metro.
It's pretty scary, and we're going to show it to you. Witnesses saw sparks coming from train tracks.
Well, I didn't see this, but I saw smoke filling up a station. First thing I thought was light ballast.
Exactly what you want to see
that right there. Then I'm thinking,
9 people were treated
it's more and more. I'm like,
that's
not a light vest.
One of them ended up going to the hospital.
So apparently there was insulator failure there. We got more doom here. We got, speaking of trains, Biden visits East Palestine a year after toxic train. Oh, gee, jerk off. A year later, he's all on the stage talking about a Union Pacific or something like this, and like, just not making any sense at the podium. Thank you for showing up a year later, and he has a glass of water too. If you scroll down here somewhere, there's a picture of him drinking a glass of. This proves that the water is safe. I just want to scream. Speaking of water, a mystery ship capsizes off Thailand. How do you say that? Trinidad. I don't know where that is. Triggering massive oil spill, national emergency, mystery ship. What is that? I don't know. Something is leaking a lot of stuff into the ocean. Shout out to sharks, and maybe they have a human feast sometime soon. Beyond our wildest dreams, 2.34 billion metric tons of rare earth minerals discovered in Wyoming. Speaking of the earth, well, human beings will screw that up too. New looming EV disaster. Maybe they could use it for some of those new heavy lithium-ion batteries. Apparently, these batteries are very, very heavy. I didn't even know this. Experts warn electric car weight threatens road safety and infrastructure. Okay, is that what happened to the Johnny Cab out in, what is this? This was after the Super Bowl, I think. Somebody set a Johnny Cab on fire. Don't know if it's electric. It looks electric, but they're smashing into this car. They set him on fire. The poor Johnny Cab. I don't know who's trying to give somebody a ride home. I guess maybe they smashed that one and burned another one. People setting, electric cars on fire. It's just not good. And you don't want to be around when that battery explodes either. I'm just saying. Man who climbed Sphere caused $100,000 in damage. Somebody climbed the Las Vegas Sphere.
Of climbing the Sphere in a publicity stunt.
You know that thing out there?
With $100,000 in damage to the
how,
property.
If you look at it,
was arrested Wednesday. He reportedly climbed the venue.
Is it that weak of a struggle? I mean, 100,000. I don't know what it's made out of, but apparently he's in big trouble. We got stuff flying into the atmosphere. Speaking of stuff, possibly smashing into stuff. Now, last week I heard about something, some satellite that was coming or something that could be falling apart across Hawaii. Could be what we're looking at there. And SpaceX successfully launches bid to return U.S. to the lunar surface. Yeah, right. Over to strange and bizarre news, and I am going to provide a little bit of commentary here because we had this shooting. I knew exactly what this was when it happened. This Kansas City Chiefs parade, won the Super Bowl, whatever bullshit was going on. Somebody posted this video, and immediately, if you read the comments on this thing, oh, you're so racist. This ain't even the people who. This is, oh my God. This is people. I'm like, we don't even know what's going on yet. True, but I knew exactly. And it turns out, I don't know if this was the video of the shooters or not, but it turns out, yes, it was some bitch ass thugs running around with guns. Just so happened to be a crowded venue. This happens in my city all day, every day here in St. Louis. It happens in Kansas City, Chicago. We won't even talk about it. It happens all over the place. This was nothing more. And did you see the mainstream media? Did you watch the mainstream media drool? They were drooling. They just wanted to tell you that this was an angry MAGA gentleman up in the clock tower with an AR-15. No. This was just some basic thuggery bullshit where there just happened to be a little bit more people present. That's all this was. It just pissed me. I watched the media drool for days. And the police, and they were just tight-lipped about it. And this guy had something. This was just normal thug bullshit. That's all this was. People wanted to automatically, oh, the NRA, I hope they're proud of themselves and all this. Seriously. Other news went on this week, though. Suspect killed, 2 injured in shooting incident at Lakewood Church. Was this, where's this, down in Texas? I heard some reports that this was a transgender person. I don't know. People are getting upset about that, too. How dare you? We had this up in Chicago, speaking of Chicago. Rapper becomes a homicide statistics and gets killed right in front of his family. We had somebody upset at a Burger King somewhere. I don't know where this happened. James Woods posted this one. She got that fire. That was upset about a cheeseburger. There was a disturbance inside. I fast forwarded a little bit. This is where people start, oh, Lord, what are we going to do now? People getting shot over. Grandfather killed over fender bender in Walmart parking lot. Just bumped into the lady, just got out and shot him. They got the lady in custody. Other news going on. I mean, there's UC Berkeley freshman, son of former UT. You remember her? We all remember her, don't we not? Apparently, he was found dead in his dorm. I don't know if it was because of this or that, but there's talk down here that it may have been a drug overdose. That's why it's not in the medical bin. That's probably more believable. Former Meta engineer, speaking of Silicon Valley, allegedly kills wife and 4-year-old twins and murders-suicide. People are losing their minds. I don't know what's going on. We got this guy here, Democratic PA State House Rep, drunk in a bar. I will shut your bar down. You know who I am. USC chief abruptly walks out of Howie Mandel's podcast. People are losing their. I don't know what's going on, man. He just sat down and said, screw it, I'm done here. Other strange news, Luxembourg police searching for stolen semi-trailer tank. I don't know what that's some X-Files type stuff. And I got one at the bottom. Check this out.
Hi, my name is Asa. I am a member of the DID system, and I'm also a bearded vulture therian. I have 2 questions. One is for other therians.
She identifies as a bird.
Therians. And the other question
destroys
is
brain
for
cells of anyone
other systems who have therian system members.
This is happening, people. For all the news, please check my favorite videos. Rest in peace, Virginia home explosion killed a fireman. I'm so pissed off that they don't have that in the title of the video. 12 minutes press conference about the propane tank that had exploded. As firemen, we're checking out the possible. That happens sometimes. Every time there's a natural gas call or something in St. Louis, I'm always thinking, man. Just wrong place, wrong time. Spark. Fireman dead. So rest in peace to him, and thoughts to his family. Breaking news: Biden drinks. Oh, there's the water that Biden drank, and he's oh, look, see, the water's safe. The president's drinking it. Russian police arrest. That's the guy that died in prison. People are being arrested for protesting that. Ohio police sergeant shoots woman while on the hood of a car. That's something to watch there. This guy fired 1 million shots into this car, didn't hit anything. I told you about the story last week about the Christian private school. Her kids got expelled because of her OnlyFans stuff on her car. Well, the parent who reported it all her kids got expelled too, because the school was like, you gone about this the wrong way. You shouldn't have put this on social media. So the person who had a problem, probably karma got what you deserve. I don't know. I see it both ways. Landside, we got California mansions. You buy a house on a cliff, you wonder why. Check my news, check my favorites for more news and information. And thank you to everybody still putting out content, keeping everyone informed. You guys are doing awesome work. I got a couple shout outs. Shout out to Elon Musk. I mean, this kind of, it's kind of childish, but it's kind of funny at the same time, isn't it? I mean, you just got to look at it, upside down Mickey Mouse. I mean, it's perfect, really. I had to throw a shout out to that. Hell yeah, these nuts. And shout out, if you want to, let's end it on a happy note. Shout out to the Happy Penguin. Somebody posted this on GLP and just, man, almost brought a tear to the eye. Watch this little guy. And I didn't know if this was truly a happy. I had to Google Happy Penguin. What does it look like? Yeah, he's just thrilled to see this guy. He's just. I wanted to end my report with Happy Penguin. Maybe that brightens somebody's day. I don't know. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, it's the worst thing you've ever seen. Just please rate. It helps me move around. You can also follow me on all my links below. The Twitter, the BitChute, the Gab, the Rumble, all the links are at the bottom. You can support me, like I said, on Patreon or directly with DonorBox. I put a lot into these reports. And, I'm trying to keep them going, but I've got to balance this with actual life and things that are going on, too. So anybody that can help me keep going, I definitely appreciate any support. Or just share the report, pass it around, I've been doing this for what is this, hundreds of, considering a Jericho report a week, not always, consistently, but 362 reports. That's 362 weeks of my life. That's a lot of weeks. 52 weeks in a year. So, I mean, I've been doing this a long time. And it does bother me sometimes that the channel hasn't grown more. I see some people that have millions, and I'm not trying to be a hater, but millions of followers that make videos about stupid shit, and I'm just like, I do the best I can do here, being a crazy conspiracy guy, and I'll try to bring this. I don't understand why. I know that I'm ghosted a lot. When I post something on Twitter, if I just post text, I'll get a lot of views, but if I post a link to the report, it gets 20-30 views. So I know that I'm ghosted all over the place. We know we're heavily censored everywhere. Anyway, if you like the report, please share it. That's what I'm trying to say. Please tell me your thoughts on what's going on. Do we have to worry about the Alaska pox or the, what was it, the bubonic plague or something up in Oregon? Or I don't know. There's really kind of nothing when it comes to COVID lately. I think they're just kind of letting that die on the vine, as it were. The vax stuff right along with it. I don't know. We'll be coming into springtime soon. So World War III. Russia apparently has nuclear weapons in space, and CNN's talking about an EMP going off over the U.S., so who knows? Might have blackjack. I don't know. This week just seemed kind of dull to me. I don't know. Biden did visit East Palestine, so I guess that's something after all this time. Drink some water. Let us know it's safe. Seriously. Anyway, you guys take care. Stay safe. Thank you for hanging out with me for a few minutes on a Sunday while I give you the news. I'll hopefully get this up sometime in the morning. It's late now. I hate getting started this late, but I said, I don't know if I was going to do the report. I said, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. So I'm going to get into editing. I'm going to get this up. You guys take care. Stay safe. Remain vigilant. Be ready for anything and anytime. I love you very much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys have a good rest of the weekend. Have a good week. I will see you on the next one.